Good evening and welcome to another edition of Eye on Port. It is proudly brought to you by West Blue Consulting, Ghana Community Network Services, that's GCNet, Goyle Company Limited. And I always remind you that if you're Ghanaian and you're not buying from Goyle, I don't know what you're waiting for, because when you buy from Goyle, you buy to the country, because whatever Goyle makes comes to the country. Also, Serene Insurance, if you trade and you need to insure your trade and your business and all of that, please, Serene Insurance is the way to go. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is also a proud sponsor of the program. The Ghana Revenue Authority also sponsors this program. The Business and Financial Times is a media partner, and if you take a copy of the Tuesday edition of that paper, you should read a lot about what transpires on this platform. Also, the schedules of the vessels that will be bringing your cargo into the country will be in the Business and Financial Times. Get a copy and read a lot more on that. Tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. on GH1, a abridged version of this program will be shown there. Also on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m., a abridged version of the program will be shown on Ghana Television. Folks, this week we're going to talk about export, we're going to talk about free zones, and if you happen to be in that sector, this is the best day for you. You have to pull a chair and call friends who are also interested in this particular area or sector. Export as well as free zones. We're going to talk about the situation we find ourselves in, the COVID-19 pandemic, whatever issues that have come to fore. We would also look at the status of export in this country since we began this year 2020. The progress, a lot of progress have been made, and we'll highlight all of that on this platform. So join us. The best people are in the studio to help us digest that particular subject. In the meantime, a number of things have happened. We're in COVID season. People have come from lockdown. Some of them are not working. The system is hard. People are getting aid. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority have gone to the aid of 3 traditional communities where it operates. So that's Boom, TEMA, and Nungwa, donating relief items to them. Also, quite a number of other issues have happened this week. If you remember, we had a problem with the new integrated customs management system that was supposed to roll out. GCNet and West Blue shut down, but there were big challenges and difficulties. The trade minister was in the port. Let's take a listen to what happened.
Following delays in cargo clearance this week at the port of TEMA as a result of the new integrated customs management system and the shutting down of the GCNet and West Blue systems at ports. Subsequently, the leadership of the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Trade took to the TEMA port to assess the severity of the issue and come up with solutions that would mitigate the current challenges. The delegation comprised the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Alan Kwadwo Tremantin, a Deputy Minister of Finance, Kweku Kwarteng, the Commissioner General of GRA, Abishadai Owusu-Amoah, the Commissioner of Customs, retired Colonel Kwadwo Damoah, officials from the Office of the Senior Minister, and some officials of Ghana Link Services. The entourage first met with the management of the Meridian Port Services. Then, it was followed by a meeting with the shipping lines. The delegation then moved to meet with the leadership of the various freight forwarding companies, and then finally met with the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and his senior management staff. The Minister of Trade, Alan Kwadwo Tremantin, who led the discussions, assured the stakeholder community of government support to improving trade facilitation and revenue generation through the sea trade. The delegation discussed existing challenges associated with the new customs management system and the port clearance chain in general. The leadership and management of the various agencies expressed gratitude to the Minister of Trade for offering a listening ear to issues bordering the port industry. On Tuesday, 28 May 2020, the Ghana Revenue Authority commenced the deployment of the Integrated Customs Management System at all frontier stations and ports of entry in Ghana. This was in line with the implementation plan for the eventual rollout of ICUMS nationwide, after the deployment of the second phase, which commenced at the Takoradi port on April 1, 2020. However, the new system was fraught with challenges, rendering inability of port users to undertake usual clearance processes for about 2 working days.
Okay, so coming in the future, we'll be dealing with that particular subject in detail. In the meantime, you also remember that the Minister for Transport issued a directive or advice to the Ghana Shippers Authority to direct some institutions to waive some demurrages and rent and all of that. The institutions and the agencies have begun waiving those rents and demurrages, and that's good news for you. Take a listen.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has waived its storage and rent charges for the period of 30th March to 19th April 2020 for cargoes that are yet to be cleared from the ports. In a statement to importers and exporters, which was signed by the Director General of GPHA, Michael Lugoje, GPHA said, all storage and rent charges considered as time-related penalties in the cargo clearance process at its Golden Jubilee and transit terminals, resulting from the COVID-19 restrictions on movements of persons have been waived. The statement said the offer of rent-free dates will close by close of work on Sunday, 31st May 2020. So far, some shipping lines like Grimaldi, PIL and Maersk Line have also waived demurrage charges for the period between 30th March to 19th April 2020. This development follows a fruitful engagement between the Ghana Shippers Authority and all the related organizations, including the shipping companies through their umbrella body, the Ship Owners and Agents Association of Ghana. The Meridian Port Services Iron Port Gathers has also waived some rent and storage charges for importers and exporters. Meanwhile, some freight forwarders have commended the Port Authority, terminals and shipping lines for waiving rent and demurrage charges, as directed by the Minister of Transport through the Ghana Shippers Authority. They believe this will go a long way to cushion importers and exporters from hardships that came about as a result of the lockdown.
So I was happy to hear GPHA news in the media that, yes, they have absorbed the press and the minister directives.
They, however, called on other terminals and shipping lines who are yet to waive the demurrage and rent charges to do so in the interest of their customers.
We are just pleading with the shipping lines. We know they have been taking demurrages this few days, 19 days. We are just pleading with them that they should waive it and just comply to government directive for all of us to do business. We are doing business with them.
So the site that's been dedicated for the construction of the new Jamestown fishing harbour has been handed over to the contractors to begin work. Another good news.
Government has officially handed over the site for the construction of the Jamestown fishing harbour to the Chinese engineers and contractors. The construction is expected to be completed in 32 months. The President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, cut short on December 5, 2018 for the project, which had been on the drawing board since 1965. Where he stated that even though many sword-cutting ceremonies have been held by previous government, he will ensure actual work on the ground starts for the completion of the project. The president also indicated that the construction of the harbour is being made possible by a $60 million grant by the Chinese government. The Deputy Minister of Transport, Daniel Titus Glover, during the handing over ceremony, revealed that the modern fishing harbour will not only constitute the fish landing site but also include coastal facilities, market areas and other social amenities to holistically improve the livelihoods of the Ododo constituency and Ghana at large.
There's a need also to look at, after the project is done, the processing of the fish, the handling of the fish, the storage of the fish, the marketing and distribution of the fish all together, because it's going to have so many facilities. We're going to have a coastal, a market area, a crèche for the children of these women who come and trade at the port and all that. So it's very, very important.
He said, in the same vein, government has sought to provide infrastructural development to the area. Hence, constituents of the community should endeavor to cooperate with authorities for the successful completion of the project.
And I've appealed to them. One, they should cooperate with the contractors. They should cooperate with the contractors. And I've also appealed to the contractors that we have a whole human resource of labor in the Ododo constituency.
Okay, sorry for that technical hitch. So the other good news is that the communities, the traditional communities around where the port is located, and that includes TEMA, Nungwa, and Pung, they have benefited from some food items coming from the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority as a relief in these particular difficult times that we find ourselves coming from the lockdown and all of that.
To contribute to the alleviation of the socio-economic impact of restrictions associated with COVID-19 prevention, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has donated some food items to the traditional councils of Nungwa, Tema, and Pung for onward distribution to those in need within these communities. In view of the impact of the recent restrictions in movements observed in some parts of the country, including economic hardship for those who rely on daily income for survival, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority sought to immediately help bring relief to people who reside under the Pung, Tema, and Nungwa traditional communities who have contributed to creating an enabling environment for the port community to thrive. Presenting the items, the Principal Marketing and Corporate Affairs Officer at GPHA, Samuel Ajiman, said the Port Authority believes the items will go a long way to relieve the people from some level of suffering.
Or the Ports and Harbours Authority understands the difficulties people are going through. So they decided to offer this token for you to give to your people, the communities or the people you feel that are in need of such items at this particular time. So we have about 50 bags of rice, or 50 boxes of rice, as you can see there. There are also about 250 bottles of oil. And then we also have the boxes, about 10 boxes of fish, mackerel fish. Each of them has about 24 pieces in them. And there's also 100 bags of water that the Ports and Harbours Authority is giving to the Nungwa Traditional Council. So this is a small token from the Port Authority.
The representatives of the various traditional councils expressed gratitude to the Port Authority for coming to their aid and promised to evenly distribute the goods to the needy.
On behalf of the Queen Traditional Council and the Paramount Chief of the Queen Traditional Area, we say we are very grateful to the management of Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority for coming to our aid in these times of needs.
On behalf of the people of Tema, the chiefs and people of Tema, we would like to express our gratitude to GPHA for coming to our aid in these hard times.
We are thanking them. They have done well. We shall make sure that we give the items to the needy people.
They urged government and other corporate entities to contribute their quota in helping restore the socio-economic survival of Ghanaians.
We'll return pretty shortly after the break and we'll be discussing the status of exports and free zones within this COVID beleaguered pandemic situation that we find ourselves right after the break.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Dear valued client, the Ghana Trade Hub mobile app is now live to make it easy to track your consignment and know the estimated duty payable for both general goods and used vehicles. We are pleased to inform you that the Ghana Trade Hub mobile app is available for download on Google Play Store for Android users and the App Store for Apple users. The Ghana Trading Hub mobile app is now live. Download and never be cheated. This is powered by the Smart Ports project under the auspices of the Government of Ghana and the Ghana Revenue Authority. Smart Port, improving Ghana's ease of doing business.
electricity. Then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Oh, how are you?
Hi Yvonne, a few words please. Everyone is talking about the fire at your production house last week. How are you holding up? Has production stalled?
No, not at all. My crew and everyone on my set is perfectly fine because I insure with Serene Insurance. As a matter of fact, I've had all my equipment replaced, including the vehicles that were affected. My workers have been sorted out. Even my production downtime has been covered. So it's all good. I have a meeting to attend to, so I have to get going. Sorry about that.
Which insurance company did you mention?
Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance, a member of First Sky Group.
Welcome back to the program, and my guest in the studio is Dr. Ifua Sabiasare. She's the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Good to see you, madam.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to have you in the studio after dragging you for so long.
Oh, don't do that.
Okay, and then we're expecting the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Free Zones Authority, Mr. Michael Archibald. He does a lot of good job in Koforidia, the eastern region there, so he was there doing wonderful job there, and the rains caught up with him, but he will be here shortly. So once he joins, we will pick up his side as well. But I'll begin with you, madam. A lot of people have been wondering how export has been doing, particularly in these times. We've taken a look at some of the imports. There were times that there was a lockdown, people raised issues about, can I come and clear my goods and all of that. So we want to look at export as well. In this period of the COVID and all of that, we would want to hear from you what's the state. But if you can give us a good picture of the state of our export before this whole pandemic thing came around.
Good evening once again, and I'm very happy to be here. You know that for many years now, I can talk up to 2016, export wasn't doing very well. We're basically just adding about 2% every year. But between 2017 and 2019, we went up by 10%.
10%?
Yes. Which was very monumental, and it hadn't been done in Ghana
before.
Since God knows.
Which year was this in particular, 2019 or
2019?
Okay.
You are talking about 2018, which was announced in 2019.
Okay, yeah.
So we are about to announce 2019, and hopefully we should do even better.
Even better in 2020?
We are hoping.
Okay. I see that the 2019 figures will be far better than the.
We are hoping.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanted you to give me, you know, that catchy line. That, yes, indeed, these are the percentages we are to expect. But we're hovering around what percentage? 2019.
2019. I can tell you.
You wouldn't be able to disclose.
Yeah.
But so what accounted for that growth, that huge growth that we saw from 2% that we were battling with to the 10%?
A lot has to do with the interventions that we took. We undertook quite a number of interventions when you talk about agribusiness, when you talk about the handicraft sector, and also we introduced the services sector, because normally Ghana ports I'm sorry to talk about Ghana Ports. I'm always saying Ghana Ports because I worked there before.
You were with the ports for almost 10 years, was it? For almost 10 years?
Yes, 10 years.
And in my department as well.
Yes. I'm not going to talk for Ghana Ports. Okay. So we introduced the services department at Ghana Export Promotion Authority, where we are diversifying into various areas. So when we added services, we started looking at the health sector, how to sell our health services on the international market, especially in the West African sub-region. We are talking about education, we are partnering with tourism to do a couple of things. So we now have the services department which took off, and because of that, it added something more to what we would normally do. And then in the interventions in agribusiness, we looked at cashew. We distributed a lot of cashew seedlings, good seedlings, to the farmers. We distributed pineapple suckers to the farmers as well, which contributed to what you see now at Ekumfi, the factory. Yeah. Most of the pineapples they use come from GPHA. We contributed to art and crafts by way of the Bompe beads village, where bauxite beads are being made by virtually everybody in that village. So we built them a shed, we bought machines for them so that they could improve on how they work. Because normally they use the primitive way of doing it still. So we went in there and made an intervention of building a shed to accommodate all of them in one place to work well, and also provided them with the tools that they needed. We've given training to most of our exporters on how to package and design. So we have an export school, and this has contributed a lot in what you see happening in the export sector, because we bring them in to support them from the beginning to the end. And we work hand in hand with the Food and Drugs Authority and Ghana Standards Authority as well, to make sure that whatever is going out there has the requisite standardization and is fit for consumption and fit to be put on the international market. So we did all of these interventions and more, and this greatly contributed to what you saw in 2018, 2019.
The service sector, I'm interested. A lot of people want to know what else are we able to export when it comes to service? What forms of services are we able to export?
So we had a fair in Nigeria, we had a fair in Lagos and Abuja, to introduce universities from Ghana to the Nigerian populace. It's not that we don't know, a lot of Nigerians come to school here, but we wanted to institutionalize it and make them know that we even have more universities here, very good, with very good, he confused me when
no, that's fine.
Yes, so we needed to bring this to the services of, to the doorsteps of the Nigerian community. We are also going to go to Ethiopia. We are going to, if it hadn't been for what is happening now, we would have been to Rwanda as well. We had that on our radar. So we are bringing in a lot more students from around us, from Africa. We are actually concentrating more in Africa than elsewhere. You know that now we are having the headquarters of the AFCTFA here, so we've decided that why not Africa? Why don't we concentrate on doing a lot more work with our African brothers and sisters and introducing our products more on the African continent than going to the Western world.
So mainly education, we are taking advantage of.
We are taking education, we are taking health as well.
Health, because we are looking for doctors, so is it the nurses?
We are looking for doctors, but it's not just about the doctors. Our nurses, we have quite a number of nurses who are not even working. And there are other countries that demand the services of our nurses. So we are working hand in hand with certain countries to see how we can cooperate to send our nurses there for further training and also working, so that they can come back and another batch goes, and that kind of thing. To have some kind of arrangement with these countries to send our nurses there, not just for the work but also for upgrading.
I've had a lot of nurses sort of ask for this kind of opportunity. So if if something like this is in the pipeline, I'm sure that it's something that most of them would love to take advantage. But how is that being regulated? Is it GPHA that is pushing this? What programs are in place? So if I'm a nurse and I'm seated at home, and quite a number of them, we've heard them complain, we need to be posted here and there, and I'm hoping that I can take part of this export service.
I think
what's in place?
This lies squarely in the domain of the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
So we go look for the market,
okay,
and then we leave it with the Ministry of Health to do the regulation and to transact the rest of the business. But we are in it with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about non-traditional export, because I heard that we're doing quite well in that area as well. So far, how is it looking?
So far, so good. Until COVID-19.
Yeah, we'll come to that.
Yes, we were doing quite well. As I said earlier on, we had done a lot of interventions. We were still doing more. We were looking at expanding some of the projects that we even embarked on previously. So we went to the northern region and decided that we've been working with the ladies at the straw market, the ladies who sell the straw for the Bolgatanga baskets. So why don't we, it's catching on in the US, so why don't we expand it? And these women sit under little sheds that we built for them in the past. Some of them are not even sitting under sheds. So it was our intention to build the Bolga market, make it a very big market that tourists can even visit when they come into the country to see what is happening with our baskets. These are some of the things that we were just about to do. At Ibri, we have done quite something with the Ibri Crafts Village. If you go there today, you see that work is ongoing. We are expanding the Ibri Crafts Village to make it modern, to make it more attractive, and also to hold international fairs there. Normally, we will go to art and craft fairs in Burkina Faso, and it's not anything to write home about in my estimation. We can even do better. So we decided that why don't we bring it home to Ghana? And we needed a place to create that kind of ambience. So we are looking at the Ibri Craft Village, and we are expanding it. We are also looking at Abrafo. Abrafo is in the central region, Cape Coast, on the way to Kakum. It's also there, another craft village that we are also working on with SEDCOM and then Ghana Tourism Authority. We are teaming up to clean that place up and open it up as well, because people on their way to Kakum pass right by it and nothing much is happening there. So that's what we are also doing. A lot of interventions we are doing. I can go on and on and on. With our export schools expansion, we've changed the curricula. Things have changed. We have our own place of training now in our premises at our head office. Yes. So training is going to be all year round. And
so people can apply and come to the school?
Exactly. And it's a very good place for people who want to go into export to start from. And then we have our youth in export, where we are attaching young people to experienced exporters to groom them in the ways of the exports industry.
So the training school, what's in the curriculum? What are you training people on?
Introduction to export business. You talk about packaging, designing, what the market needs, standardization, certifications, and all of that goes into getting a good product out there. What kind of products sells out there? It's not the same as what you would sell inside Ghana or anywhere else. European community would demand a certain set of specifications, which would be different from what is going to the US or going to the sub-region. So,
do I need to have been in the export business before I can take advantage of the training school, for instance, or if I'm a fresher, for instance, I can start? Okay. What are some of the challenges that you found prior to COVID that impeded export in this country? So you were able to raise the bar from 2% thereabout to 10%.
I'm sure that in the course of doing that, you may have identified some challenges.
Yeah.
And if you're hoping to raise the bar even bigger or higher into 2019, 2020 going forward, you would want to resolve some of these challenges. What were some of them?
Major one on the table is about finance.
Finance, export financing.
Yeah. Everybody talks about export financing, and it's true. You need support, and so that was one of the major issues that we encountered. But fortunately, we have been able to do something a little about this situation.
The financing bit.
I can't say that is the best, but we are still struggling with it. But it's better than before, and we hope that it will even get better. You know, EXIM is the bank that supports
export and
importers.
So I was
sometimes they support us. Everybody goes to EXIM, so
they're overwhelmed sometimes.
They're overwhelmed sometimes. They can't do everything, but they also try as much as they can to support the export industry. And we do our bit as well. And we are in collaboration with some of the banks. So some of the banks have products which support export industry. So we are in collaboration with them, and they also do what they can. Yes.
So I was going to say, when we saw the EDIF metamorphosized into EXIM, a lot of people, shouted hooray, because we thought that glory days for export have come. So what's still the difficulty with EXIM supporting export? And is it that they are also overwhelmed by the growing export market that we have?
They are not only supporting export.
Import as well.
Exactly. And they are doing what they can. Everybody wants to go into export now. It's becoming attractive. And you know why it's becoming attractive? Because we are making it look attractive. And that's the best way to go, to make money for Ghana. So everybody is trying their best to sell their products out there. We live in a global village now. We are seeing what is happening in other countries, and we think we can even do better. So everybody is trying their hands at doing something that they can sell both in Ghana and outside of Ghana. The youth especially are getting so fired up with export. So, and they need funding. Some of the grown-ups already have saved something for their businesses before they veer into exports and all of that. But when you get a lot of young people coming up who also want to go into export, you need to fund them. And so it becomes difficult sometimes. But as I say, I keep saying that we need to help them, and if they demand that we should help them, we should look for the funding for them, and we do that. We work with other agencies to support them.
And there are also quite a number of young people, as you mentioned, the desire is there. Quite a number of young people, and I sit in some meetings and conferences, and you see when it comes to export trade, young people very enthusiastic, wanting to do a lot more when it comes to exporting, but they get up to some place and they tell you that it's difficult breaking through to the international market. What's missing? What's the missing link?
Sometimes they don't talk to us.
Okay.
So
they don't come to the Export Promotion Authority.
They don't come to the expert, or they don't talk to the experts.
So no guidance.
Exactly. You cannot say that because I prepare shito and I sell in Ghana, I could just take it to
Canada
and go and sell, because they will demand certain things of you, and so you get there and it is not acceptable there, and then they get, frustrated, and they give up. So you need to talk to us. You need to talk to the experts. You need to let us help you take it to the market. By the time we are done with you, you are prepared to enter the international market, and your product won't be rejected. So it's very important, and that's why we have the school. It's very important to come to us, to talk to us, and see how we can help you get there. Sometimes it's even about just the packaging. Sometimes you don't have the right certification. Sometimes you don't meet the standards. If you don't, you can't be accepted anywhere on the international market.
Good to know. So we're going to talk detail on the standards, what's expected of people. Can anybody at all come to you and know what they are expected? I see quite a number of people who are interested in export watching and began sending the messages. You can also begin to send yours. The numbers are on your screens. The WhatsApp number you can text us on is 055-901-9177. And the phone number I will announce at the appropriate time by 055-901-9177. You can send us a WhatsApp. We'll return pretty shortly after the break and we'll continue after that.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Dear valued client, the Ghana Trade Hub mobile app is now live to make it easy to track your consignment and know the estimated duty payable for both general goods and used vehicles. We are pleased to inform you that the Ghana Trade Hub mobile app is available for download on Google Play Store for Android users and the App Store for Apple users. The Ghana Trading Hub mobile app is now live. Download and never be cheated. This is powered by the Smart Ports project under the auspices of the Government of Ghana and the Ghana Revenue Authority. Smart Port, improving Ghana's ease of doing business.
Ghana ye yenya ya sase o my kesia ye kan ye hubom ye adwumaden ye be ye kese pa ye to a ye tuatua ne da no ene ne yedi sisi suku adan ne ayaresabia ade bi yi akwan am ye nya asetena pa ene ne papi eto obi te say withholding tax, income tax, excise tax stamp ani afoforo pi wo ho a ebia na wo mu nsem bi safa de wo sawutua nkasa ho enu nti ne ye wo ho ma wo ne se ye beboa wo eto aketua bia boa mesra wo boa ne empagya Ghana nsibo yentuo ye dachi.
Oh, how are you?
Hi Yvonne, a few words please. Everyone is talking about the fire at your production house last week. How are you holding up? Has production stalled?
No, not at all. My crew and everyone on my set is perfectly fine because I insure with Serene Insurance. As a matter of fact, I've had all my equipment replaced, including the vehicles that were affected. My workers have been sorted out. Even my production downtime has been covered. So it's all good. I have a meeting to attend to, so I have to get going. Sorry about that.
Which insurance company did you mention?
Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance, a member of First Sky Group.
Welcome back from the break. We're talking state of Ghana's export and free zone sectors amidst the COVID-19 beleaguered global economy that we are seeing. So everywhere you pass, coronavirus is what people are talking about. People are no longer exporting. People are no longer doing so much, even importing, because the countries they are going to import from, people are in their rooms and all of that. How can you go and buy and come? So there's a lot of difficulty, but we are looking at the fact that in spite of all these, how are we as a country when it comes to export? The import figures are not looking too bad. We want to know whether the export figures are also not looking too bad in spite of the situation we find ourselves in. My guest for now in the studio is Dr. Ifuasa Abiasare, is the Chief Executive Officer, Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Will be joined shortly by Mr. Michael Ochrebefi, the Chief Executive Officer, Ghana Free Zones Authority. In the meantime, Dr. Asabia Asare, my boss and former Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority pride. Let me find out, what are the standards that are required of people who desire to export? Because quite often we have heard that, look, people are trying to export, they get to the market, nobody seems to like. Is it the case that some of our products are they just don't fit out there?
We have very, very good products in Ghana that are doing quite well on the international market. Sometimes countries demand certain specifications. So if you want to export to a particular market, you need to know what they require of you. If you don't, and you've just heard that somebody is exporting there and you want to export the same product there or something similar, you also want to penetrate the markets and you don't do due diligence, you don't talk to us, you don't understand what it takes, you might take the product there and it may not even get there, it will be returned. So it's always important that you find out what the specifications are for that particular market that you want to go into.
And where can people go for that sort of specification?
They can come to Ghana Export Promotion Authority. They can go to on our website and check out all of these things. And if they don't get the information that they need on the website, they can call us and talk to us. They can walk into any of our offices in the regions. We have 8 offices so far in the Eastern region, Ashanti region, Brown Ahafo is with Brown Ahafo and Kumasi together, Volta region, Greater Accra region, Western and Central regions. We are all over. So you can just go there and talk to the officers there about your intentions, and they will help you.
So mainly if I have a product, if I have created something and I feel that I want to sell these things beyond the shores of Ghana, my first point of call should be your outfit.
Yes.
The Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Are you getting people coming to you a lot?
Oh yes, we do get people coming in all the time. We do.
Okay.
But we would wish that more people will come, because still we are out there telling them that they should come for us to support them. Some people are coming. Others are also still doing the usual, going out there, and then when they fail, they come back. We don't want them to fail before they come look for us. They should come and let us help them. We handhold you through all the processes to get your product out.
So
there.
People actually go around you, go to the market, when they hit the wall, they come back to you?
They always come back. We always get those issues, yes.
Okay. So do you guide people through food export, for instance? So let's take fish, packaging, and the regular foods that we have. Sheto, you mentioned earlier, and all of that. You take people through them?
We do. As I'm talking to you, we are working with Aboisi Fishing Company in the Western region. They are smoking fish and exporting to the European market, and they work closely with us, as well as working with Food and Drugs Authority and Ghana Standards Authority.
Because not long ago we heard this unfortunate news that some of our fish products were banned in the European market.
Yes.
And
it's because of the smoking process.
The smoking process?
Yes, the smoking of the fish.
You don't like the way we smoke our fish?
Yes, there was the whole chocolate smoker that they were using emits a lot of smoke, and it's said to be carcinogenious, so it's not good for consumption. So we've come out with another one called the Ahunto stove, which is emitting less smoke or no smoke at all. And this is very helpful to the fisher folk and to our clients out there who want to buy our fish, our smoked fish. So we are introducing it, and gradually we will phase out the choco smokers for them all to use the Ahunto smokers. And then we can get our smoked fish out there on the market.
And what about, so as you talk about this, it means that the issue of standard has come in.
Yes.
What sort of support or collaborative efforts do you have with the other agencies, if you take Standards Authority, for instance, to ensure that basically everything that we aim to send out there is of that wholesome nature and quality, that it won't get rejected?
You can't even get your stuff out there if you don't have that
from certification from
Standards Authority. Yes.
Okay.
And if you try, you will be bounced and you come back and report to us that I tried to get my thing on the market and it didn't work and all of that, you always have to go to the Ghana Standards Authority.
Okay. The issue of barcoding, for instance, if you take products, people realize that most of the products that we sell, you either get them in the traffic or you find them in some shops and supermarkets. They don't come with the barcodes. But it appears that a lot of the products that we see sold outside, grocery shops outside, in the marts and all of that, they have barcodes. To what extent are people complying with things like this? And are they requirement to be able to meet the international market?
Yes, it's a requirement. And if you realize these days the Ghana Standards Authority is very keen on standards, and they go around even the markets and supermarkets checking all of these things. I cannot talk for them, but I know that they are working so hard with this. If you don't have all of this sorted, you cannot take your products out. You can't.
Minus the financing bit that you talked about before we went on break, is there any other challenge that on top of your head you can mention that you've really found difficulty with, and so you wish that people would be able to begin to work around that if you had to grow your area? It's about presentation, how we present our products, and the narratives that go with our products. What's that? You know, sometimes people assume that, okay, it's a very good product. Doesn't matter what I put it in, it's going to sell. You have to present it very well. It has to look good. There should be something about it that is going to, you know, be able to compete with what is already on the market. You may not be the first person doing what you're doing, so you need to make it stand out. And sometimes even the story that goes with it helps to sell the product. So we need to pay very close attention to how we package our products now. It was such that in the past people just thought, oh, I have this very good product, so let me just just throw it out there. People want it anyway. People like it anyway. They tell me it's very good, especially when it's been selling on the market here. Oh, it's very good here, so everybody will like it out there as well. But it doesn't work like that. Is it not because, like you are mentioning, back home here in Ghana, we take things for granted. If you put a thing on small plastic bag, like our plantain chips, you just tie it and then you sell it by the street, we will buy. So we assume that you don't need that much high standards. It's even changing here. It's even changing here. Everything that is good for the international market is also good for us here. And you realize your plantain chips that you are talking about, relatively getting better. Have you seen what is happening? Yes, looks the very seals and all of that. Exactly. So I would not go and buy one in the rubber with the staple pin. The staple pins in there. No, I won't buy that because somebody is doing a better one. No, you can take about 6 or 7 of them and look at them and see that packaging is solid. And it's selling on the international market because they have improved upon the packaging and all of that. All those people who are selling in the polythene with the pins on them, nobody is going to buy them very soon. Because if the other ones are on the street, where would I buy that one? Let's talk about COVID, because that's what everybody has been hit by now. To what extent has your outfit been hit by this? Whether your outfit has been hit by this or not? Oh, everybody has been hit by COVID-19, and imports and exports as well, because we use the proceeds from the import levy to support the export levy. And if imports are not coming in, it means obviously all the interventions that we planned and all the interventions that are ongoing, it's going to suffer because we are not getting the necessary financing that we need because of the lack of imports. So it's hitting us, and it's hitting us hard. But you know, the president in his own wisdom has released some funds to help SMEs, and most of our people are in the SME sector. So hopefully they are all going to be cushioned a bit with
from what has been provided.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about access to inputs, seeds, fertilizers, and all of that?
Luckily, a lot of our farmers had these already. And as I'm talking to you, tomorrow we are even giving out coconut seedlings to the Coconut Association. This is the planting season, and we need to give out a lot of good seedlings to some of the associations, the farmer associations, to start planting. And we are doing Coconut Association tomorrow. So we have some, we do have some. It's not that bad, but could have been better if it hadn't been COVID. We were really moving somewhere.
Okay, so those of you who have already started sending messages, the number again that you can send your WhatsApp message to is 055-901-177. So 055-901-9177. The number should be on your screens. If you are into export, you want to know a lot more, particularly within this season, you should be able to let us know your concern. So somebody asked that assume in the lockdown situation, what we had before, were people exporting? Were people, because we said cargo goods could move in and out.
Yeah, so
were people exporting?
Yeah, but they had a few issues, but the president has given us the opportunity to charter a flight, especially with the perishable products, fruits and vegetables. We have been given the permission to charter a flight if we can, especially as associations. And so some associations have come together to do just that, and they've been given the go-ahead, and we are supporting them to get the perishables out.
Oh, okay. That is what I was coming to. The interventions that's coming from GPHA within this season. What are some of the highlights of key interventions that you've been able to give out to, for instance, your members, people who do business with you?
You know, everybody was locked down, so we didn't have so many people coming to us for any assistance, but one of such is what I just spoke about, how to get the perishable products out before they get rotten. And so they themselves, the association members, came together and decided we could put our shoulders together and hire a chartered flight to take our products out. And they discussed it with GPHA, and we sought the permission from the president, who willingly gave it. And so we are able to take the produce out. I don't think it affected taking the goods out as such.
That much?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But they needed a little support because nobody was coming in anyway. So how do you then fly your goods out? And so they had to charter a flight with the permission of the government and the president.
Okay. The port side, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, I don't know how you regularly intervene when it comes to the port side, but what have been some of the difficulties when it comes to using the ports, or some of the good stuff using the ports in exporting? For instance, I know the Ports and Harbours Authority tries as much as possible, even when there are increment in tariffs, they do not increase that of the tariffs for export. Quite a number of interventions, creating opportunities here and there. When it comes to using the port, what would you say are some of the things that you wish are done better, and some that are also being done already and you would hope to see more improved?
The issue that we encounter most is with the freight forwarders and the way they fill the forms. You know, we have specific forms that are filled for the goods to be exported, and sometimes there are codes. There are various codes for various goods, and people don't fill out these forms very well with the right codes. So when it comes to reconciling how much exports, let's say, we've done in a year, it becomes very difficult when you can't get the numbers to add up. And that's one difficulty that we face when it comes to working with the ports and the freight forwarders and all of.
And how have you engaged?
Oh, we have done quite a number of things. We have done training, we've had meetings, and just this afternoon I was talking to my head of research, and we said we need to sit down again and find a solution to this, because no matter how hard we try, persists, there must be a solution, and we are going to find the solution to that very soon.
The paperless system that came around the ports business had the inclusion of the imports in particular. There was an export.
Yeah.
There wasn't export.
There was export, but it has helped tremendously. Okay. But people are now getting the hang of it. You know, people were so used to doing things the usual. Yeah. So we are hoping that with time, as everybody gets used to working with the computer and all of that, things will improve.
Okay.
People are getting used to going digitalized.
Okay, so I have some praises for you.
Oh, really?
You were expecting otherwise. Dr. Asabia Asare is a great asset to this government. She has really raised the bar. Okay, so Dr. Sabia Asare is a great asset to this government. She has really raised the bar of a sector within this period. She has been GEPA. Within this period, she has been in GEPA, and I know she has passion for the industry. Kudos, Auntie Asabia, from Ian Okwe, Protocol Officer with the TDC Development TEMA. That's coming from Ian for you. So this one says, please, doctor said the choco style of smoking fish is carcinogenic because of the huge smoke it produces, and they are replacing with Ahonto stove. Is that the name? Okay, Ahonto stove. Considering the health of Ghanaians, why don't they advocate for the change all over the country? Because the same old system is still used in Kumasi where I live. This is coming from the gentleman and says thank you. So it looks like that's a usual practice.
Yeah. So I said what is good for the international market
should be what?
Exactly. So that's what we are aiming at.
Okay.
It's not just going to be for export. It will be for everybody here as well.
And so it means that you are collaborating with other institutions, let's say the standards, to ensure that they eliminate the whole thing out of this.
Exactly.
I see. Ohima from TEMA says, good evening, Paul. Congratulations to the GEPA for the great job. Thanks, insightful discussion and paying attention. Okay, so this one says, hi, I would like to say I am very impressed with Dr. Asari and GEPA. Growing exports by 10% is great and shows Ghana can eventually have the export-based economy we all hope for. But let me find out. In the past, we have been worried that we have a balance of trade deficit. Are we then saying that with the increase that we are seeing in export, we have been able to balance the import against the export?
No.
Okay.
No, we haven't. Okay. We still have a long way to go. This is the beginning, and as I said, we are working so hard to keep on making it go up, but we haven't.
Okay, so if somebody wants to find out, is there, his name is Yao, is there any training for the new methods of smoking fish? How do I get in touch with the appropriate authorities to be trained if I want to use a new method of smoking fish?
He can come to GEPA, and we will introduce him to the appropriate quarters to learn how to do that.
Okay. And this one's from Morocco. It says, good evening, sir. Our esteemed Madam made mention of fruit export. My question is, what is the requirement for a beginner who want to export fruit, rather to Morocco?
This
so
person
the person's
should,
a beginner.
Yes,
now
this person should come to GEPA. We will put you through the process. We will let you know everything there is to know about exporting fruits outside of the country. It's all there on our website. But even if you go there and you don't find what you need, you can call at any of our offices. You can walk into our head office. We'll be there to support you.
And come for all the questions you want to ask.
Anything, yes.
That's good. So I cited this publication in Graphic. Local exporter loses deal over COVID-19. It talks about a particular person who is supposed to do business somewhere and it's not been. So if somebody has been hit by COVID-19, for instance, he's an exporter, or he or she is an exporter, and this pandemic has affected the person, where can they turn? Can they turn to GEPA, for instance?
If you are registered with us, we help our clients. So
come. Yeah. So when
you have to be registered with GPHA.
Okay.
So we encourage all exporters to register with GPHA so that when you need support, we will be able to find the support for you. If you are my client, I'll do anything to support you. But if you come to me just when you are in trouble, I have to help my clients before you. So if he is an exporter who has registered with GPHA, he can approach us. If he hasn't, he can come. It's just a little something you pay and you become a member and we will help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll come to that part again, but let me announce the numbers again. 055-901-9177 is the number that you should WhatsApp, so please don't call that line. 055-901-9177 is the number you should WhatsApp. If you want to call, though, the number to call is 020-552-8353. 020-552-8353 is the number that you can call. In the COVID season, I'm an exporter. I had deals to sell, send some goods outside and go sell and all of that. Because of COVID, airports are closed. Countries have shut down. People are in their homes and all of that. So I'm not able to supply. I may have borrowed from a bank, like you said, you have some partner banks and all of that, to do this business. Now, this is where I find myself in this difficulty. If I'm not registered with GPHA, can I still see you?
And we will register you.
Okay, but will you still assist me?
Yes, definitely. We are open to all exporters. We just encourage you to register with us. But we assist all exporters. If there's any assistance we can give to you, we will.
Okay. I'm going to buy time for Mr. Michael Ochubefi now. I get a hint. He says he's just around the corner. So just a quick short break, and then we'll fix him and then come back inside. Return shortly.
Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Dear valued client, the Ghana Trade Hub mobile app is now live to make it easy to track your consignment and know the estimated duty payable for both general goods and used vehicles. We are pleased to inform you that the Ghana Trade Hub mobile app is available for download on Google Play Store for Android users and the App Store for Apple users. The Ghana Trading Hub mobile app is now live. Download and never be cheated. This is powered by the Smart Ports project under the auspices of the Government of Ghana and the Ghana Revenue Authority. Smart Port, improving Ghana's ease of doing business.
Ghana ye yenya ya sase o my kesia ye kan ye hubom ye adwumaden ye be ye kese pa ye nto a ye tuatua ne daa no ene ne ye de sisi suku adan ne ayaresabia ade bi yi akwan am ye nya asetena pa ene ne papi eto obi te say withholding tax, income tax, excise tax stamp ene afoforo pi wo ho a ebia na wo mu nsem bi safa de wo sawutia nkasa ho enu nti ne ye wo ho ma wo ne se ye beboa wo eto aketewa bia boa mesrawo boa ne empagya Nansibo, Yantuo, Yadachi.
Oh, how are you?
Hi Yvonne, a few words please. Everyone is talking about the fire at your production house last week. How are you holding up? Has production stalled?
No, not at all. My crew and everyone on my set is perfectly fine because I insure with Serene Insurance. As a matter of fact, I've had all my equipment replaced, including the vehicles that were affected. My workers have been sorted out. Even my production downtime has been covered. So it's all good. I have a meeting to attend to, so I have to get going. Sorry about that.
Which insurance company did you mention?
Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance, a member of First Sky Group.
Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, has stopped the issuance of manual toll for Terminal 3 and Golden Jubilee Terminal since Friday, 13th March 2020. We urge all drivers and owners who have not yet processed their cards to do so. GT Bank has mounted a stand at GJT to issue cards to truck drivers or owners who do not have cards. Kindly come along with a valid national ID and a passport picture for the registration. These cards are being issued for free and can be uploaded at any GT Bank. For further enquiries, please call 057 609 6178 or 057 323 2384.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Dear valued client, the Ghana Trade Hub mobile app is now live to make it easy to track your consignment and know the estimated duty payable for both general goods and used vehicles. We are pleased to inform you that the Ghana Trade Hub mobile app is available for download on Google Play Store for Android users and the App Store for Apple users. The Ghana Trading Hub mobile app is now live. Download and never be cheated. This is powered by the Smart Ports project under the auspices of the Government of Ghana and the Ghana Revenue Authority. Smart Port, improving Ghana's ease of doing business.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Oh, how are you?
Hi Yvonne, a few words please. Everyone is talking about the fire at your production house last week. How are you holding up? Has production stalled?
No, not at all. My crew and everyone on my set is perfectly fine because I insure with Serene Insurance. As a matter of fact, I've had all my equipment replaced, including the vehicles that were affected. My workers have been sorted out. Even my production downtime has been covered. So it's all good. I have a meeting to attend to, so I have to get going. Sorry about that.
Which insurance company did you mention?
Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance, a member of First Sky Group.
Welcome back from the break. So my guest in the studio is Dr. Ifua Asabi-Asare, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. And there's a question for you, Madam. This one says, actually this one is a praise, but the question will come after. I want you to thank Madam for me. She's done well for Ghana Exporter. She got a flight for us to Europe on COVID-19 time like this to move export goods. God bless her. So were you helping some people to get flights out?
Yes.
What occasion is this?
Those with the perishable products.
Okay.
Yeah.
What necessitated that? Why did you help them get?
Because they needed their customers were asking for the produce. The produce were ready. They were sitting here. And most of these products are perishable products. So we needed to support them in getting a chartered flight to take it out of the country.
Okay. Another one, this one, so that one is an Indian. And somebody is asking can Ghanaians also take advantage of something like this?
These were Ghanaians.
Oh, okay. So the first person who has this question is an Indian. Let me try to see if I can get the name. Right, he said J. Sathist something of Srigan Farms. You know this company?
We work with Srigan Farms.
Okay.
So he should call
no,
us.
This is the Indian who sent that you supported them to get the export.
Yes, I would have been surprised.
No. The other one is the Ghanaian who is asking whether they can also take advantage of that kind of service. Can you assist them?
Yes, if they have to. And if he had contacted us earlier, maybe we could have introduced him to the group that is working with this particular chartered flight.
Okay. This one says, good evening. I have listened to this program and I am a prisoner and have interest to go into inland. Oh, sorry, I'm a pensioner and have interest to go. Prison. I'm sorry about that. Good evening. I have listened to the program. I'm a pensioner and I have interest to go into inland fishing and coconut plantation. I have already planted 2 acres. If I want assistance, how do I get registered?
You just come to GPHA or wherever you are, find GPHA there and register with them. We will also introduce you to the association. The Coconut Associations. It's always good to belong to an association because we like to deal with the associations more than with the individuals. It becomes easier for us.
Okay.
And if you're a prisoner and you hope to come out very soon and you want to start something, you can also come and talk to us.
Okay. And the number that you can call is 020-552-8353. The phone lines are open now. This one from one former general manager with GPHA, Mr. Idumens, there also says, good evening, Madam Ifua. Kudos for choosing the development path to grow Ghana's exports. I will encourage you to continue to do more and talk to the export product associations and, if possible, assist them any way possible as frontliners to export development.
Thank you very much, Mr. Idumens.
We'll
do just that.
We've got Kofi on from Wager on the line. Hello, Kofi.
Hello, Mr. Samir. Thank you.
Hello, Kofi.
Yeah, Mr. Sam.
Hello.
Can I speak?
Yes, please go ahead. We can hear you.
Thank you.
But can you speak up, or is it our fault, Frank and Co? Let's get it sorted out so that Madam can hear.
The educational requirements for the exporting.
Sorry, Kofi, come again, please. We couldn't hear you.
About the GPHA, the exporting education that they are doing.
Yes.
I want to know the educational requirements. Maybe it's from SS, or if it's not in attending any school. Can you come in?
Okay.
For education. Also, I want to, for this requirement, please. What maritime, Ghana, the regional maritime education institute is doing to us, it's not fair. There are 10 years to pay our fees within 2 weeks before you do our exams. And then they pay only 5% of our for the fees. And you know how much you pay for the fees. So please, with all due respect,
okay.
the channel that must go through, please help us. Thank you, sir.
Okay, that's a plea to your school, I guess, the Regional Maritime. But Madam, he's asking the qualification, the educational qualification for getting access to your the export training school. Is there any?
No.
Okay, so what do you have to get?
If you just want to export, come. You just have to have the passion for it. We will deal
passion
with
to
you.
Export.
Yes, we will deal with you at whatever level you are.
Okay. If I haven't created any business, but I have the desire to, can I start?
Yes.
Come there, learn how to start something.
Yes,
okay.
You can.
Okay. And Regional Maritime University, do you have any partnership with them to be able to train some of people, along the export area?
No, we don't. That must be something that we would have to explore.
Okay. One says, we know some level of work has been done to ensure that Ghana augments non-traditional export, but do you see more room to develop our produce to match more innovative finished products to scale up value? Is there anything that is being done in this direction?
I don't know if this person has been following what is being done in the country these days about products that are selling on the international market, and even in Ghana, how they look better than before. The industrialization agenda by the president has given so much impetus to people wanting to produce products that matches every standard out there. And not only out there, it's being sold here in Ghana as well. So a lot is being done, a lot of innovation, things that I see that wows me. And it's quite interesting. A lot of our young people are actually those coming up with these novel and interesting stuff products. So it's happening. Okay. It's really happening. And we are excited where we sit to see all of these young people putting in so much.
Okay. Does GPHA itself also go, since you mentioned that, go out of its way to, if you identify some of these potentials, without them coming to you, you're also able to go out there and talk?
Yes, we are in the field. We are in the field all the time. A lot of them, we bring them on board. We find them and we tell them, hey, this is a good product. If we work on it a little bit, you can take it out. And we help them to work on it to get to the standard that will be required to go out.
Okay.
And so we go out all the time. You see us in the fields, checking, going to even supermarkets to look at products that are there, that are in the shops, that are made in Ghana, that we think we can push out there.
Okay, that's interesting. I will, after picking Abdul, who is calling us from Jowulu, I'll come back to you and find out how an entrepreneur can catch your eye, the eye of GPHA, for instance, and get, whatever opportunities that you offer out there. Hello, Abdul.
Yeah,
hello, Abdul.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Abdul.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, I'd like to contribute to the program. And,
please.
I'm particularly interested in the fact that a group of exporters have come together to charter a flight, to be able to export their fresh food.
Sorry, say that again. It wasn't clear, Abdul.
I was saying that I'm particularly excited to hear that a group of exporters came together and were supported by GPHA to be able to export to the European market, right?
Okay.
I want to find out from Doctor how often is it done. I know in the past that quite a number of exports used to take place almost every day. So with the advent of COVID, to what extent will the export to the European market being done? Then also the fact that what collaboration exists between GPHA and that of Plant Protection and Regulatory Services, because I know they do mostly fresh fruits and vegetables or something. But I also know quite a bit that things like smoked fish, and also to get back. So I want to know the collaboration that exists, and then that's it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, my brother. And this one, Madam, I'll come to you on that one. But let me take Chris Sampon Sasaki. He says, I want to especially appreciate Dr. Efua Sabiasare for her sterling and outstanding performance since she assumed the role as CEO at GPHA. Consistently, exports have increased. The bit about her strategy that is worth mentioning is the fact that she is doing a lot to expand the production base of agriculture value chains. God bless her. So
Thank you.
That's from, so the linkage with you and plant protection, for instance.
We work very closely with them, and before the COVID, I mean, now everything is going to be before COVID and after COVID. Yeah, so before COVID, there was going to be an intervention which was going to be done by GPHA and PPRSD.
Okay.
In all this, we are trying to support exporters, and this was supposed to enhance where we even keep the fresh produce when it gets to the airport and all of that, so that it doesn't get contaminated before it is sent out. So we're going to do this intervention with PPRSD.
Okay. I'll pick something Asaki, I'm told, and then I'll come to something related to planting for jobs. Hello, Samson.
Yes, Ajiman. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Dr. Efua.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, Samson.
Yes, Ajiman. Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I think strongly, I want to congratulate her for their effort that is put in at Ghana Export Promotion Authority. However, as the Importer and Exporter Association, we are a key stakeholder. I'm sure since the assumed office, we haven't met. I've written letters several times to her office, and we are looking forward to that. But I want to encourage her that yes, as we are looking for air freight is more expensive than compared to sea freight. And I strongly want to believe that we need to encourage most exporters to come to our port, so that at least that can make them make some savings. Okay. Yes, it is important that we send perishable cargo by air, but I strongly believe that we still have a lot to do with the port. Now that we expand our port, we need to encourage. At my office, I get people working in every day, and I always refer them to go to Ghana Export Promotion Authority because they were given the rightful education in terms of the requirements. So we look forward to collaborate with Madam and her team at the Export Promotion Authority.
Okay.
Thank you, Samson.
Okay.
Well noted.
Okay, that's very good. So Samson Asaki is the executive secretary for executive director for Importers and Exporters Association. So you talked about air freight being expensive than sea freight. Is that true, though?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So are there efforts being made to let people use the seaports a lot more?
Yes, and we started working on getting warehouses around the world, wherever it's convenient, so that we can consolidate all, because I mean, sometimes our exporters don't have enough to fill a container. One exporter doesn't have enough to fill a container. So we want to consolidate the products of exporters, so that even if you are just going in with a little box of something, it can be in a container, and then we will send this and deliver it at our warehouses around the world, where they could be distributed to the shops, and to people. So it's we are working on it. It's a work in progress. Nice. But we cited a few places, and we are yet to sign the agreement. So we are working on this.
Okay, we have Ohima on the line. Hello, Ohima.
Good evening, Mr. Man.
Hello.
And I want to say congratulations. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Ohima.
Okay, yes. I want to say congratulations to the for making us women very proud.
Sorry, for making... Sorry, Ohima, if you can speak up. Oh, for making women very proud. Okay, good.
Yes, of course, she has succeeded. It means that all women can succeed too, if we give it a try. So we thank her a lot for inspiration. And I'd like to find out, do they have any plans post-COVID maybe any opportunity for export out there, and then there are any special plans also for the AFTA as far as Ghana is concerned.
Okay. Thank you, Ohima. So plans for African continental free trade as far as Ghana is concerned, as soon as we take off, say, 1st July.
My business.
Madam, Ohima was praising you for helping women and all of that, and also...
Thank you, Ohima.
And then this one says, how is GPHA tackling the multiplicity of inspection by various government bodies and ban on vegetable and fruit exports to the European Union to increase exports in the country?
It doesn't lie in our control when it comes to the ban of the food products to the EU market. They have set their standards, and we have to meet those standards. You cannot cut corners, and so that's what it is. Yeah.
I'm going to let you rest a while and let people know that I'll be joined by Mr. Michael Oshibefi.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, Senior.
Good to see you too.
Everybody can tell
that
you work so hard.
That's how politics has done to me. I had to rush from Koforidua.
Yeah, from Koforidua. But we all know, and we all know the good job that you've been doing in Koftown. And so it wasn't surprising that you were. In fact, at some point, we were even wondering that you could make it, because sometimes you shuttle within a space of 4 hours, you go to Koftown and come back to Accra. Which side of Koftown are you really? Because I know there a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Koftown proper. You know, Koforidua is Koforidua.
Koforidua is
People think the Achim part is also Koforidua. I'm talking about Tafo, Kremtumi.
Okay, yeah.
But we are in Koforidua proper.
Yeah.
I'm talking about New Job in South constituency, which begins from the Pope John Junction to Mount 50 Junction and the other side.
Okay.
That's Papa Koforidua.
Oh, I see. And okay, they're interesting, because I attended Pope John, so I know that.
So that's
and then I used to trek from just where the nursing school is, all the way.
Yeah, that's where my house is. I live around that side.
Okay. And I've heard a lot about how you've been helping the people. Nonetheless, now that you are in, I've seen quite a number of issues coming around free zones for you. So I'll let you take them before I let Madam also pick a few of her issues that have come up. Free zones, how's the sector doing, and how has it been doing?
Thanks so much for the opportunity, and I apologize once again for not coming on time. I had to do one or two things.
And that's understood, so perfectly understood.
Okay, so free zones is doing so well, as my sister just said. The whole sector is doing well. I'm talking about the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and the export sector being led by Ghana Export Promotion Authority, my sister here who's working so hard. We are virtually doing something similar, not too close though, but free zones as a sector is doing extremely well, just for the fact that we have issues with COVID-19, which has created a lot of inconvenience and setback to business. Somehow has affected our business too, but that notwithstanding, I can confidently tell you that free zones is doing so well.
You were here the last time, and we talked about some of the successes, up to the latter part of the year. But we got into 2020, and you have mentioned COVID came in. Most of your people are multinationals who are operating in the country. Now, to what extent, give us concrete some numbers to see to what extent has COVID affected your folks?
You know, because of the situation, most of the sectors, I'm talking about the sectors that operate within the free zones, have been were asked to, during the lockdown situation, were asked to stop producing or manufacturing. And therefore...
They were stopped?
Yes, because of the lockdown situation, all the food businesses were allowed to operate.
I see.
And therefore, it affected greatly most of the companies in this, especially with regard to steel and other sectors that are not purely food. And so, I mean, generally, I don't see the problem as only affecting free zones, because this is a global phenomenon, and we, no exception. So we have to work within the framework, what we have been given, or what we are faced with, the situation we are faced with now. So with regards to numbers, I mean, it affected us greatly.
Okay.
And
That is what I can say.
Okay. It's interesting you mentioned initially we thought that manufacturing in general were functioning during that period. Because we had a call here, I think 2 weeks ago, when somebody says he is into clinker cement manufacturing and his clinkers were caking and all of that. Those who suffered, raw materials that suffered when it comes to this lockdown because they were not producing, what interventions were there for them?
You see, that's why government came out with this
stimulus package for the SMEs.
Apart from we also have to, not only for the SMEs, it's a general package that was available for all business. You know, I'm told that the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Trade are developing a new package and strategy to take care of those who were not able to be catered for as far as the 600 million is concerned, because that money was not too much. I mean, it was not enough to cater for all those who have shortfalls and problems as far as this COVID-19 is concerned. The reality is that, you see, I don't think we planned, we anticipated that we're going to face this situation. And so somehow businesses, and so for us as an authority, what we had to do was to also loosen up a little, be a little flexible, so that companies that operate under the free zones will be able to work flexible without going through situations or problems like those who are supposed to file their quarterly returns, if they are supposed also to make some payments with regards to fees and any payments to free zones. We have to be a little flexible and relaxed so that these companies can also have some space to breathe, because it's not easy and we are still going through this situation. So I mean, the whole government machinery is working hard to protect the interests of the people, and also to make sure that those who have even been affected will have some space to get something to cushion them in business.
Okay, so if I was affected and I'm part of your sector, free zones authority, how do I benefit from anything?
But for now, that's the only thing available was the stimulus package that the government announced.
Even with that, how do I benefit?
Yeah, you go through the process. I mean,
they apply to you?
Yes, it's through the ministry straight, but you can come through us because we are the regulators as far as free zones activities are concerned, and we will help them. But what I'm talking about is the free zones, the capital business under the free zones are not small businesses. Okay. Most of the businesses are anchor businesses that's capital intensive. Therefore, they may not need monies as 10,000, 600,000, 200,000 to cushion them in business. They may need something huge. So, and I'm told, when I found out from the ministry, I'm told that they are trying to come out with a new package
for that category.
Yes, to cater for that. Yes, so
that would be another government coughing another amount of money.
I mean, now everybody. It is not only the government of Ghana. It is, as I said earlier, global. It's a worldwide situation, and so every government must find ways and means to help the businesses within the area to survive, and also to have some flexibility in doing business.
Dr. Sabiasari, if for the exporters, the SMEs, how can they also benefit? Can they write? Can they come together? How do they go about this?
As a matter of fact, we have started compiling the list of our exporters that will need support, and we are working closely with MBSSI.
Okay.
Because MBSSI is working with the Ministry of Trade, under which it sits as an agency, and the Ministry of Finance to come up with a strategy on how these monies are going to be disbursed. And we have already gone to MBSSI to talk to them about helping our exporters who are also small businesses, mostly just like the businesses that MBSSI is supporting. Because when MBSSI is done with its people, they hand them over to us to prepare them for export. So we work hand in hand and we are collaborating. They are collaborating very well with us to support the exporters that we have suggested.
It's still on you, the export strategy that we heard about. There was this National Export Strategy document that how far?
It's been done and it's been submitted to Cabinet very soon. I'm sure you'll hear something. If it hadn't been for COVID, if it hadn't been for COVID-19,
COVID-19,
yes, because it's done. Everything has been, It's complete.
Free zones and paperless. Are you deep into paperless?
Yes.
Were you part of the process?
Originally, we were not part as in a sector, but there's something that we have also taken it seriously, because it become the order of the day in business. I mean, so we cannot just be left out. We decided to also be part of it, and it's helping us a lot. I mean, we saw the effect of it well when the lockdown situation.
Yeah, that's when I was coming to.
When we're all working from home. And so I guess it is something that government has not regretted implementing. I mean, and especially trying to bring on board all government agencies to somehow venture into that area.
Yeah. So, I mean, assume that now that we are back from the lockdown, what measures are you putting in place to ensure that your people are deep-rooted into that? Because assume that we are ever sent back to that situation, we'll still get back to that need for that electronic system.
I think that the lockdown situation, the whole COVID situation has helped the country and the whole world at large a lot. You know, now I'm sure every country or every business in the country is not going to be the same again after COVID.
Yeah.
And the situation is that now everybody is going to learn to, especially, I mean, not only businesses, even churches, social organizations. I mean, people didn't even know that there was a need for them to start the use of tithing and other things through electronic means. So now
tithing is being done electronically.
No, now that has become the new phenomenon. But people need to people need to be conscientized. So that's what we are doing now. So now we are trying to push every business under the free zone sector to be electronically conscious and also try as much as possible to go paperless, because that is the order of the day, and you can survive in business with that, provided you decide to maybe set up the framework or the machinery to be able to operate in that area. So I guess as an authority, that is something that we are going to push now. I believe that I'm going to push it hard in our time for companies that operate within the free zones to go paperless.
Yeah. Madam, planting for food and jobs. We had our great minister, for instance, talk a lot about the successes that have been chalked when it comes to food production and all of that. Has that impacted on your sector, the export side? Are we exporting something out of the food, the abundance of foods that we?
Oh yes. So you would realize that a lot of people are adding value
to the foods that have been produced.
Exactly, because otherwise,
which forms is it taking?
If you take your favorite
plantain chips,
yes, value is being added to it. Otherwise, what will happen? We are exporting.
Oh, I see, plantain chips.
Yeah. Oh my word!
Beautiful.
Rwanda wants plantain chips like yesterday.
Rwanda?
Yes.
I see.
So people we have a lot of produce now, and people are adding value. And that makes it more interesting, because we don't want to export the raw materials. We want value-added products, which will fetch more money for us. So planting for food and jobs really has you know, it's been very good. It's helped us to get enough to eat and to export.
At the end of the day, would we be able to put fingers on some figures and say that within this period when we saw the increment in the food production in the country, this is what we have also seen in exports?
I think you saw a bit of that last year when we reported the numbers for export. We said that we got, for even cashew, cashew just went up.
I see. Would you remember off the top of your head the figures?
And it's because, I think by 23%.
Okay.
And it's just because of the interventions that were made by the Ministry of Agri with the support of GPHA. So all of these things added up. The planting for food and jobs, we had a lot to eat and we had a lot more to export. Yes.
But Ms. Abefi, has that built any basis for our free zone companies? Because they rely heavily upon local raw materials.
I mean, because most of the companies there are also not into food manufacturing, and so it's become somehow. But those within that sector or that regime is they are taking advantage of the whole situation. As he said, as Efra said, a lot.
Can I say something? They are taking advantage to even produce the packaging.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was going to come to that. So, packaging for the products that are being sent out.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was also going to say that now, gone with the days when certain foods within this country were not accepted outside the country. As she said, with regards to plantain chips and other stuff, there are a lot of things that are being rushed for now, even in Europe, Ghanaian foods that. And so we will have a lot to eat and a lot also to export for us to generate more foreign exchange. I mean, I'm talking about this, just adding up. And also, as she said, I mean, apart from that, apart from those who are into foods, who are also taking advantage of the situation with regards to packaging, other things that fall within that regime, they are also taking advantage of the whole situation.
But are you also looking to attract companies that would be interested in producing food within your sector?
That's one of our key areas. I mean, priority areas that we're looking at in 2020 here. But for the COVID, that is one of the key areas that we're going to look at, because we wanted to attract investment in that area more, in the area of food, because those have been those that we have in the free zones have been there for a very long time.
Which ones are some? Blue Skies and the rest?
Blue Skies, Baricalibo, Cargill.
These are all food producing companies.
Chocomac. These are companies that produce food. They do, Pioneer. These are companies that do food, but they've been there for some time now. There's a need for us as a country to start looking at attracting investment in, huge investment in that area, and that's what we are looking at. We're trying to push. Last year we pushed in the area of pharmaceuticals, and this year we decided to focus more on food, and maybe add also pharmaceuticals. And we started well, not until COVID-19, and that's the situation now.
Okay, so if you take, for instance, cashew that Madam talked about, like we've seen significant growth in cashew. Are there companies within the free zone that are utilizing this?
We have companies like 3F. We have companies that use cashew. I mean, they deal in cashew. These companies within the free zone, see, most of the free zones companies also work with the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. I mean, the way our setup is arranged or designed, and so that's the situation. So they also take advantage of the system, and now cashew is becoming like a very good business to do in Ghana here. Cashew, any business in the cashew manufacturing process or in the cashew processing is becoming a good business now in Ghana. And so a lot of people I know a lot of people who want to even venture, young people who want to start that business, and I think Ghana Export has a lot to do in terms of advocacy, in terms of trying to sensitize the system and make sure that people take advantage, especially young people, because now cocoa is now becoming so somehow that traditional. That's the only thing we have. I mean, in terms of a crop that we think that we gain a lot from, but now cashew is coming up.
Okay.
Cashew is coming up, but it breaks my heart to think that cashew is being taken out of the country in its raw state. And it's very, very heartbreaking.
That's why I was even asking about the companies around.
Yes, we are working so hard to present our case to the minister, and then maybe
Minister of Trade,
to the president, to do something about Minister of Trade, Minister of Agric, and Finance, and then maybe they can take it to the presidency and see what they can do about regulating it in such a way that we can keep a lot of the cashew in Ghana to process. We had about 12 factories in Ghana processing cashew, but now it's about only 2 or 3 that are processing cashew now. They've all been closed down because the cashew is just taken away before they could even be purchased to produce, to be processed in Ghana, which is very, very bad for us.
I think we have to also look at maybe establishing a cashew, a cashew
I think it's
board or something.
It's going to be part of the tree crops.
Okay.
There's a tree crops board coming up.
Yes.
So that can then fuse under. Mr. Befi, maybe you highlight this. Now, somebody wants a whole lecture on your free zones, but we can't do that, unfortunately, because of the time that you came in. But assume that somebody is sitting out there and wants to be part of the free zone sector. Is an entrepreneur, began businesses and wants to get into manufacturing. What does it take to be a free zone company?
The free zones is a territory that the government has intentionally set up, or designated, mostly, which is outside the normal customs territory. That is out, so that companies that operate within that area will focus so much on export. With regards to Ghana's concept, I said the other time that free zones operate differently in different countries. Ghana, we are operating the export processing zone concept of free zones, where we are so much focused on export. That is why in our prerequisite, to getting the license for free zones, you have to be prepared to, companies are prepared to export minimum 70% of whatever they produce.
Okay.
That is the focus.
And leave the 30% for local consumption.
Either local, but most of the multinationals are doing 100% export. So free zones is like a designated area. Mostly it's supposed to be like that. It is only in Ghana and some few countries that we are practicing the dual system of free zones, the enclave system and the single factory system, where you can have enclaves or free zones areas, and also companies can also operate in their own area, and they will still be designated as free zones or licensed free zones companies. So free zones is just about that. Before a company can be granted a license to operate as a free zones company, that company must first be incorporated in Ghana, which means that the free zones license is not an incorporation license or certificate. So you have to be incorporated. 2, you have to have the financial muscles to do business, as in very good books in terms of your finances. You must be very strong. You have to have a very good location to do business. Then you have to also get environmental protection certificate to show that you're not going to create problems, emission problems to the environment and stuff like that. Then you have to also to show us your commitment to do business because we are practicing the export processing concept. It means that most of the business must go outside, must be exported. So you have to show us agreements and MOUs that you have off-takers, you have businesses with people that, or companies outside the country that will be buying from you or that you will export to. So these are the requirements that the company...
So basically, you have to be a very stable business company before you can...
And it is only under the free zone that where companies are not capped, we are not giving specific amount to bring before you be given the license. Okay. But you have to make sure that you have come in to do good business, which is very important to us as an authority.
Okay. Somebody says, good evening, Sammy. Please, can you ask Mr. Befi when exactly and what plans do they have in digitalizing their processes, especially in submission of documents for approval in post-COVID?
We have started the process.
Coming from Pong, a freight forwarder.
We have started the process. We started the process now, and I think he has to take advantage of it by maybe contacting. He can go to our website too, and also contact the registry department. He'll be given these things, the things to follow.
Okay. I've got a few minutes to pick 1 or 2 calls for free zones, so that we can tackle that one. This one says, hi, good evening. Mr. Befi has done a lot with free zones in terms of making our cedi strong against other currencies and educated us on free zones. He also inspires us a lot with his good records at the authority. God bless him. Jamal from Kufuridia. So some of your people from Kufuridia. But can I ask you this? I'm an existing company. I don't have too much of the things that you are saying,
but I really wish to be able to export my product and leave some within the country. But I don't have too much muscle as you're talking about. What can I do? And they're also asking whether you also have a school that educates people like the Export Promotion Authority has.
This is what, the second part, this is what the World Free Zones Organization is doing now. This year, World Free Zones Organization, we are doing incubation. That is what we decided to do, because the free zones concept is becoming somehow monotonous, and we wanted companies now to see life, or we wanted new people, new entrepreneurs to bring life into the concept. So that is what we are doing now. So across the world, we are setting up incubation units to groom young free zones entrepreneurs.
Okay.
That's one of the things we are doing now. And so we have started one in our office. And they also talk about the need for you to have financial muscles to do business. I mean, naturally, because this is a specialized concept, it is not like any other business going to register for any other business. This is a specialized concept.
You need to know what you're about.
Yes, and government intentionally gives certain incentives to motivate you to do business, so that they will be able to generate more foreign exchange, I mean, for the country. So you can, if you want to do business, I mean, you can go through GIPC to do business, but not necessarily to come in through free zones, except you think you fall within that space to be licensed as a free zone enterprise.
Good evening, sir. I would like the free zone boss to pay much attention to niche cocoa. I don't know what niche I mentioned.
Niche cocoa.
Niche cocoa, because they are really competing with big international cocoa companies in the free zone enclave. Apart from the government stimulus package, Ghana Free Zone Authority should also give them some package.
We try to help them in business. One of the key things that we see prior to we come in, one thing that we saw was that most of the multinational companies, or free zone companies that were doing so well, were multinational companies, or were foreign companies. Let me put it like that. So we decided to encourage local investors to do business more, and also to encourage local investors who are existing in the free zones to also be encouraged to do more by giving them certain advantage over their competitors. And Niche is one of the companies. We encourage them a lot. We have a lot of very good relationship with them, very strong relationship with the company. And as I said earlier on the other time when I came here, I said that we decided to, before we came to take over free zones, this government, free zones, we didn't have a research unit and a business development unit, not business development as in sales, business development, but BD unit here has identifying new markets for free zones companies, both prospective and existing. So most of the free zones companies were folding up. But when we started this concept by identifying new markets for them, now most of them are okay in business, because now it is not only their responsibility to identify their own markets, but free zones as an authority is also trying to identify various markets for them, so that they have I mean, a lot of markets to do business with, so that when one line of market breaks down, you will not decide to fold up or exit the concept.
Okay.
But you'll still be relevant in business.
Okay. Madam, export promotion, have you been confronted with any legal issues? Has somebody come to your authority, for instance, saying that I got into business with somebody and because of this COVID period, one or the other party has breached and so I can't do, and you intervene along that line? Or should anybody come to you with something of that nature? Are you, or is the GPHA in a position to intervene in that?
We haven't had any issue like that, and I'm hoping we do not. But if we do, we will surely be behind our exporter. We will support that exporter and look for the help that the exporter needs for the exporter.
Okay. And Mr. Befi as well, would
legal issues, one or two. I mean, we may have one or two, especially maybe from staff of free zones companies who were not treated fairly well. They may want to join free zones in the suits. So one or two we have received, but not so serious.
Okay, so I'll probably end this part with Yakubu's message, and he says, good evening to the two powerful CEOs for the powerfully driving our economy to the extreme and helping to improve export and the free zones. This is from Yakubu Ibn Chamba Zakra, but he goes ahead to ask a question, which is what I'm interested in. Where do they hope to take the country's economy in their various sectors to in the next 2, 3, or 5 years? Maybe I'll start with you, Mr.
Okay,
Befi.
for us as an authority, we have a plan. We have a plan that we're working on, and then that plan is very solid. Just at the end of the plan, that's 5 years, we expect the free zones to be one of the strong free zones in the sub-region. Talking about the best, if not the best in class, I mean, it should be the second best. As far as trying to attracting very good investments concerned, we want to be like Tanjamed in Morocco. We want to have clouds. I mean, as far as free zones, by attracting very good investments.
I know that's your model, the Tanjamed port in Morocco.
Yeah.
But how close are you? Because I think a year or two ago, when I spoke with you, now that's what you were hoping to get to.
We are very
how close are you?
We are working with them closely. You know, we have a very good MOU, and we take staff of our company to have internship every year, and they also give us technical support, and they also refer investors to us. I mean, businesses that we can follow up on, and so far so good. That's what we want to take. We want to have a free zones enclave that is one of the best in Africa. Talking about where there's, I mean, railways, where good automobile companies operating, and where we have very good transportation system to cater for these things that people put, I mean, the companies will produce, so that we'll be able to have very free means of exporting them outside to generate more foreign exchange for the country. So that's what we want to get to, a stage where we'll be able to do in the next 5 years, minimum $4 billion in export a year.
$4 billion.
That's what we are looking at.
That's good. Madam.
And he can only achieve that
on your back.
On our we collaborate, working together to achieve the NET, the National Export Development Strategy that we have put together. Not just us, they were a part of it. You had about 100 stakeholders coming together to put this document together, and this is going to be the blueprint by which, if we go, we will get to where we want to get to for him to achieve his 4 billion. So
I'm going to pick international news quickly, and then we'll wrap up and the program. A lot of messages from Kofuria for you, Mr. Befi. International news next.
The captain and the crew of Panama-flagged ball carrier MV Top Grace have pleaded guilty before the Durban Magistrates Court to the attempted murder of 2 stowaways in late March. The court has then sentenced the captain to a total of 5 years and 3 months of prison, or 160,000 South African rand, equivalent to $8,449 for the attempt of murder and failing to report stowaways. The sentence was suspended for 5 years under the condition that he is not convicted of the same offense during the suspension. Each of the 6 crew members, all of Chinese nationality, were also fined 50,000 South African rand, equivalent to $2,640 or 2 years of imprisonment for the attempted murderers. Over-ordering of ball carriers over the past 10 years has set the tone for the upcoming decade as overcapacity hinders ship owners battle with low demand further constrained by the COVID-19 pandemic. BIMCO's data shows that a total of 413 million deadweight tonnage has flooded the market since the turn of the decade, bringing the world dry bulk fleet to 878.6 million deadweight tonnage at the start of 2020, an 88.8% increase from the start of 2010. During the same period, demand grew at less than half that rate at 40.3%. The Port of Seattle has delayed the development of the proposed Terminal 46 cruise terminal as it needs to investigate the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on the market before proceeding. The cruise industry has been severely impacted by the pandemic, especially on the back of the suspension of global sailings that have quashed cruise liners' earnings. Global liners have predominantly had to postpone their sailings until June, awaiting clearance from health and government authorities to continue cruising. However, uncertainty still prevails when it comes to the overall market sentiment and return of confidence on the part of customers and their willingness to cruise again.
Welcome back. So as we wrap up, quite a number of questions have come in. I may not be able to read all of them, but I see that the techies are scrolling most of them on the screens. But this one I will try. It says, Sami, kindly ask Madam Asabia if, for instance, I have 100,000 cedis as working capital, which I intend to venture into exporting of Ghana products, what are some of the items she thinks is profitable and secure from Obing Asare, TEMA Central constituency? Now he goes ahead to say that Madam Asabia, TEMA Central is proud of you. However, clearly COVID-19 has created impediments on Ghana exports and import sector, having known companies like Unilever and Nestle, which exports to neighboring countries, have laid down some of their staff. Does the government have some compensation to the staff since these occurred as a result of borders being closed from Obing Asare, TEMA Central? I'll come back to you on that. So good evening. This one is on free zones. It's on the known that free zones companies are exempted from VAT and other taxes. And having worked with shipping line, these agents would come with so-called Form 9. I would suggest there should be more evidence to show that truly they should be given tax waiver instead of mere Form 9 from Obing Asare, TEMA Central again. What do you make of that?
I think for now, that's one of the things that we use. See, that is not the only way to measure whether companies must be exempted, given exemptions from VAT or any other taxes. But there are other things that we also consider, and you know, it's sometimes also at our discretion as managers of the concept to determine whether a company will qualify to be given an exemption or not. So a company, albeit may qualify to be given exemption, but we can decide not to give the company the exemption. Looking at what we see, and we may think that it's not necessary, it will not be necessary, or the company may not give more back to the economy in terms of work. We may decide to not to give the company that exemption.
Okay. Madam, would you like to talk on the Unilever Nestle losing?
No.
Okay.
But I can tell Obeya, sorry, if he has 100,000 and he wants to invest in exports, he can come to GEPA and talk to us. We will have a discussion with him to see what will suit him, or what will be suitable for him to export.
Okay, so there's a lot of, I'm sure people will see it on the screen, there's a lot of credit coming to you from even your Deputy Minister of Trade saying that these, the man and woman makes, these men and women make us proud all the time doing their good job for the country.
He's our immediate boss, that's why.
Honorable Carlos?
Yes.
Okay, I see.
He's our immediate boss.
I see, so he's watching. And this one from Koforidua, from Juliet in Koforidua says, hi, good evening, Mr. Befi has really held Ghana in high esteem and also made the free zones concept felt in the whole Ghana, especially the northern sector. He should continue with his good works for the nation, and Koforidua is proud of you. So it goes on, and there are thousands and hundreds of them. I can't read all of them. So thank you very much, Madam and boss, for coming to the studio. So the lady and gentleman that I have in the studio is Dr. Ifua Sabia Asare, the Chief Executive Officer, Ghana Exports Promotion Authority. In fact, we've been talking about something special about Madam we have noticed today. A lot of people were asking, has Madam cut her hair? Because her hair is always down there. And it's a natural hair. You know that one? Long. I mean, but she has managed to reduce it small today for us. It. Oh, no. And then Mr. Michael Ochrebefi, the Chief Executive Officer, Ghana Free Zones Authority. Gentlemen and ladies, wherever you have been, thank you for watching the program. See you same time next week.